Afternoon, everyone. This is Talking Trade Live with On the Tools. We're back. It's another Thursday. Well, crappy here, pouring down. So hopefully a lot of you guys and girls are watching. Welcome. If you haven't been here before, where have you been? But we are the show where all trades go to discuss everything from apprenticeships, mental health. We had Nick Knowles on last week, DIY SOS. We're talking about who's the messiest trade, who's the top trade. Today, it's one which I think there's only going to be one answer. Who is the best paid trade? Trev, my good old mate, is joining me. Welcome back, mate.
Good afternoon. I hope you're all right. Nice to be back again.
Yeah, well, listen, comments already from the stuff on social in the week. They're still coming in now. Sparkies. Do we need to end the show now, Trev?
That's going to be a short one, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's a well-known fact that they're the best paid, but other than, it's do they earn their money? That's probably the thing we should be asking ourselves. Are they worth what they're paid?
Well, what we're going to do, I reckon, just to cause a bit of commotion amongst everyone watching, I'm going to go through each trade and we're going to say if we think they're overpaid or underpaid. And then at the end of it, if everyone watching can put down, although this is a pointless question, which trade they think is the best paid, because, oh, blimey, here we go. Sparky Spark, couple of brickies coming in. So get your votes in throughout the show. Trevor and I are going to go through each trade, but also a second sort of section of the show. We want to find out from everybody your views. Do you think customers are willing to pay for us experienced trades that have been doing this for far too long, or really are they just happy getting in the bodgers that have been doing it 6 weeks? So what we'll do, Trev, let's start with each trade, if they're underpaid or overpaid. Guys and girls, keep the comments coming in. I'm going to read out some of these because wow, I'll tell you what I'm going to start with, Trev. Damien Evans has said window fitters, overpaid or underpaid. He thinks they're paid too much.
Yeah, I might agree with you, actually. But, I mean, they do get in and get their jobs done, don't they? They don't mess about. I've never seen a window fitter that messes around too much, and they can't really afford to, can they? So, yeah, maybe. Well, what are window fitters on? What's their sort of day rate?
Are they on day rate or per window or door? But I agree with you. Window fitters, I've not met, they come in, they fit, if it's windows or bifolds, whatever, French doors, and they don't muck about. So what do we reckon? Window fitters, early doors, overpaid or underpaid, Trev?
I might go, let me be a bit controversial, I might go over. But I think, over. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Just a little bit. Right, window fitters, you're slightly overpaid according to Trev. Here we go. Hydro 2009. You are top of my Christmas card list with your comment. The overpaid ones are the site managers. Trev?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I can't stand site managers. Overpaid. They walk around and bark at all the trades as though they know what they're talking about. And generally, the trades know 10 times what they do. That's a personal view. So moving on from them.
That was an easy one, wasn't it?
It was an easy one. Ben Watts has got landscapers, over or underpaid, Trev?
Wow, no, I think they're paid about right. I think they're not. It's a hard job, isn't it? If you ain't got a digger. But no, I reckon they're about right. I reckon they might be slightly underpaid.
You see, I'm going the other way. I've worked with a lot of landscapers. I reckon they charge an awful lot for basic. And I'm going to really listen. Everyone, that was my first thing I learned was landscaping. What was that? 30 years ago. I reckon you're overpaid. Bit of porcelain, a few slabs down, point it up. Just so it looks nice. But anyway, let's get these comments coming in. Let's have a lively one today. We've got welcome to Kenny from Canada. Sounds like somebody off South Park. He's a carpenter and he thinks we should be paid more. Me as a first year, sorry, his comment's gone. My apologies. Me as a crikey, they're flying through today. Keep them coming, guys. Me as a first year always does more than a journeyman carpenter, but they're paid more. So good point. Youngsters coming in, he thinks they graft harder. Trev, would you agree with that? Do you reckon us more experienced trades don't work as hard as the youngsters?
No, because we've learnt to work smarter, not harder. So yeah, when you're young, you're all keen like a little puppy, aren't you? You want to get on, you want to do stuff. Yeah. You'll work for customers you should work for because you're an experience. But as you get older, you get a little bit more choosy, and you learn how to do things a little bit quicker and smarter, really. So yeah, I think as you get a bit older, you should be taking it a bit easier and let the little puppies get on with it. That's my take on it.
So we veer off. Let's go back. Trades. Right, here we go. Labourers. Felix Percival. Labourers. I know where I'm going because that's the hardest trade in the world to find in my eyes. Trev, overpaid or underpaid? Labourers.
Well, a good one is you should be paying them they should be paid what they're worth, because to find a decent labourer is really, really hard. You know what I mean? If you've got a labourer that knows one step ahead of where you are and he's putting the bricks out, he's getting the muck, and he's, you know what I mean, keeping the site tidy when he's not doing one of those two things, then yeah, he's worth his weight in gold. So he should be paid, you know, because he basically makes a difference between a shit site and a good site. So yeah, definitely. But a shit labourer should be gone, I reckon.
Yeah. So that comment just from Andre that came up, I do agree. Listen, to me, the hardest trade to find out there, probably for the last 5-10 years, is labourers. I reckon they're one of the most important trades on a job because, as Trev says, a good one keeps that job going. He keeps everything going. And generally, getting your gear around the back if you're building an extension, or getting bags of plastering stuff up into the loft conversion, all your plasterboard, insulation, all that, a good one is worth their weight in gold. In fact, Trev, you're not far from me in Surrey, but I know one guy who pays his labour $150 a day because he is that good. And do you know what? I don't think that is overpaid. I think he's worth that, keeping a job going. So labourers, good ones, you are worth your weight in gold. Bad ones, on your bike. Oh, Dan Walsh. Dan Walsh, welders are rich enough. What do you reckon on welders? I think they're well overpaid.
Yeah, I think I don't. To be honest, I don't come across a lot of welders, but the ones I have seen, they. Okay,
Trev, 2 steels needed spot welding on a job. He was there for 2 hours. Minimum charge was half a day, $350.
Yeah, that's taking the piss.
Welders, you earn too much. That is official.
Overpaid. Overpaid.
Wow, this is a great one. Andy Wood. Health and safety inspectors are well underpaid. That's because no one likes them.
They're lucky to get paid at all.
Yeah, you should be doing it from the goodness of your heart. Right. What else are we on? Well, Joseph Mooney has obviously been on the old shandies this morning because he reckons the electricians aren't paid enough, Trev.
No, behave.
Yeah. Simple as that, isn't it?
We all know that's not true.
I'll tell you what I want to ask everyone watching: if you work with a Spark or you are a Spark, are you day rate or per points? Because to me, that makes a big difference on obviously what you're paid. Are you being paid per double socket, spur, 2-gang switch, or are you simply on a day rate? Because that makes a big difference. Please let me know, because the general consensus is you're overpaid. So let's say Sparkies, day rate or per. I think I've been on the shandies. Or per point. Sparkies will understand. So let's look at spreads. Always a bone of contention, these guys and girls. They graft damn hard during the day. I think they're underpaid, Trev.
Again, same as labourers. To find a decent spread, you are, nowadays, they're like rocking horse, aren't they? Rocking horse poo. You can't find a decent one. So if you've got a decent one, look after them. But some of the people that say they're plasterers nowadays, it's some of the plastering I've seen, and have to make good is shocking.
One thing I'd like to say, apologies what I've done, a very good point from William King. Depends what part of the world you're in. So sorry, I've only been basing this on England. That is my error. He's in Northern Ireland. He said joiners are underpaid a lot, whereas England paid a lot more. So I think joiners, as we came across the other week, are one of the most skilled trades by a mile. So I think they're worth their coin, don't you, Trev?
Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah, like I say, they can make a job look really nice, and then also make it easy for other trades to follow them, can't it? A decent joiner, definitely. I agree with you there.
Richie Maxwell, please excuse my absence, lads. Richie, as most of you probably know, is a bricklayer north of the border, and He said he's too busy to come on today. So bricklayers are clearly overpaid. End of conversation. We'll have the next one now. Kenny Mustard. Plumbers don't make enough. All that shit all day. I mean, let's be fair. Clearing out soil pipes and all that, it's not great. Are plumbers, Trev, overpaid or underpaid?
I think generally, they're generally overpaid because they have the old call-out charge, don't they? And the minimum, yeah. So I generally think they are overpaid. Generally.
Right, there's two here that I'm going to focus on. Philip Bottrell Jr. Great name. What do you lads think about renderers? Again, good renderers make that house look stunning if you're using K-Rend or the old sand and then sticking a coat of paint on. I think it's a big skill, especially if you're doing it over EML that's on stub work. If you're doing timber frame or something, that's brilliant. But I think they're possibly underpaid, Trev. Would you say that?
I'd say the same, yeah. Like I say, again, a good one is worth, yeah. So, yeah, definitely underpaid.
Yep. The other one, Reg Beale, stonemasons need more cash. Stonemasons, to me, are up there with joiners on skill. I don't think stonemasons are paid anywhere near what they should be.
No, it is. And like I say, because then you're moving into, like, you know, you've got heritage building behind you, heritage restoration. You've got the credentials there, haven't you? So they should be in that sort of, you know, be able to charge that sort of money, I'd have thought.
Well, also, to be fair, back to your point earlier, Trev, you won't get youngsters doing stonemasonry straight out of college. I wouldn't let one near a job because you learn how buildings are put together. You learn from experience, you know, working with flint or stone or whatever you are. You know, look at the Cotswolds. That is just craftsmanship out of this world to me. You wouldn't let a youngster on there. Maybe learning, definitely. I think masons, you're up there and definitely underpaid. There was David Price. Here it goes. Asbestos workers are underpaid. What do you guys think? Oh, well, no, because any job, I'm sitting outside a refurb. We're starting in, well, as soon as the architect does the drawings, a couple of weeks, hopefully. There is a bit of asbestos. To call you guys out costs a lot of money. We can chuck it at the bottom of the footings and pour the concrete on. Trev, asbestos workers, don't pay too much.
You would have to say that.
Do you know what? A mate of mine, he used to be a plumber, he's now an asbestos worker. He said that is, with all the tests they've done, if you've got a metre and a bit of concrete on, it is actually more than adequately safe.
Well, I suppose so. It's not going to go anywhere, is it?
Let me know. Am I doing it right or wrong? As the comment says, this is my view, not on the tools. This is my view on jobs I've done years gone by. So nothing to do with on the tools. That is just
also, when we're talking about that, what about contaminated soil and all that? That's money for old rope, isn't it? I mean, have you come across moving contaminated soil that's mental money. So
it goes back to so-called specialists, asbestos, contaminated soil, this, that, and the other. I'm sorry, but I think that's overpaid. I'll tell you what, roofers. What do you reckon, Trev? Roofers under or overpaid? Because they are out in it all weathers.
Yeah. In the summer, overpaid. In the winter, underpaid. That's simple. Because I wouldn't want to be in a roofing this time of year, or sort of January, February. So yeah, they're seasonally underpaid and seasonally overpaid.
So as their wages, would you put them up if you had roofers on, 365 days a year?
Well, I'll tell you, if you've got roofers on in the winter, they definitely deserve more money, don't you think? It's bloody freezing, isn't it? Raining. Yeah, I definitely think they deserve it in the winter. But
Paul 1990 Hull. That was my next one. Ground workers, underpaid, do more trades than any other trade, multi-skilled. I can see his point, but not sure about being underpaid. Ground workers want good money.
Yeah, I think they're about right. But again, isn't it? It's ground workers. You can put thousands of pounds in the ground, and then by the time you finish, it looks like nothing's happened. So
you don't get to see their work. If you're on a massive slope and you've got to start running in new drainage and all that caper, then your ground workers, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. We haven't done this one yet. JB, thank you, mate. Painters and decorators are overpaid all day long. Let's wind up.
Hey, controversial. Well, you see, then this is my thing. Everybody says if you can piss, you can paint, but I've been working on a job for a local charity, and they've had some volunteers come in. Now I'm not running the volunteers down or anything, but Jesus, it wasn't pretty. It was Ryan and I, my son, had been in there. We'd filled up and gone over stuff, and it needed rubbing down. We were there a weekend. We left it. They'd come in on bare MDF, had just glossed it, and it was horrendous. So yeah, no, I think good decorators, again, I think they're all about the right money. You know, for a proper time served decorator, then yeah, I don't think they're overpaid. I think they're about right. But everybody thinks they can decorate, don't they? So,
but Trev, you were saying to me just before we came on air, you know, there's a lot of stuff decorators do apart from stick a bit of paint on the wall or skirts and arcs. You know, you're spraying a lot of stuff now. That's a skill. That's not something you can just do in the morning.
well, yeah, I mean, this is what I read a book a while ago, and they were saying that, you know, just differentiate yourself. That's the word I was trying to say. You know, don't try and put yourself in as a painter decorator. Put yourself as a wood finisher or something else. Something that a customer can't compare you with another. You know, if you were a decorator, you're just a commodity, and then they'll look at the bottom line, the price, because that's all they can judge you on. But if you try and change it, and you're a wood finisher or something a little bit different, then you can demand a little bit more money for just being a little bit more skilled. I think that's what I was trying to say.
There's one thing which I've always said about all trades. I don't think it's that last bit that needs the expertise. And I might put my neck on the block here. You know, that final coat of paint or that last bit of architrave being fitted, I think it's the prep work. So if you're as a spread, listen, I can polish up, I can spread, but the prep work, if you're going on a wall that's got a bit of bonding, bit of hardwall, bit of tile adhesive, bit of plasterboard, you've got different drying times. Decorating, it's all the prep, the rubbing down, the making good, the filling, the second rub. It's all of this stuff. And I think that's where people are worth their weight in gold, which perfectly goes on to the next part of the show, because it's roughly halfway, about customers. And if they are willing to pay for skilled, experienced trades, or they're happy getting the toshes in on next to nothing. Sorry, there was one comment. A couple of people have said, William King and a few others, my Instagram, if you look for Andy Stevens TV, I do quite a lot of stuff on there, obviously, with all the trades I do testing for tools. I show examples of these houses we're working on, and it's a bit of a crack. So yeah, Andy Stevens TV on Instagram, if you want to follow me. But second point, really interesting this. I'd love to hear all of your viewers on it. Right, listen to this. Customers, do you think most of them are willing to pay for good experienced tradespeople that have obviously been doing it a while, or are most of them looking for the cheapest, nastiest bodge because they don't want to spend their money? Trev, where are you on this? Because
I try and go on. Sorry, man.
No, I was just saying, I've come across the last however many years, I've come across a lot of them that there's nothing seems to be in the middle. They either want to pay top dollar to go, we've got that firm in, look at the finish, not actually worrying what it's cost, or you've got the other end where they just want the cheapest and nastiest. What do you think?
Yeah, I try and weed them sort of people out over the phone. You know, if someone phones up for a lounge or something, I try and give them a price condition them over the phone so I don't waste my time. But it's nice to work for the ones where you can actually take your time and do a good job, and actually make it look nice, because there's nothing worse than doing a crappy job and there's no job satisfaction in it. So I'd rather not sort of work for them people. But yeah, I tend to find.
I'm just saying, we've had two people say the same thing, Craig Gamble and Jill Smith. Depends on the customer and obviously their situation. Now, listen, not all of us are rolling in it like some of the people that we work for, but some people can't afford more. But I think the problem with that is, I've done it for years, is you find someone like that can't really afford what you're telling them it's going to cost. But someone that's lost their job, we've got COVID going on, you'll end up doing it for them, because trades are quite giving people, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that. I think you'll find that people will, trades especially, will pull together. And there should be more. I think there should be more local sort of like band of brothers where like communities of trades get together and help sort of people not less fortunate or something. Just do it on a local basis. I think that would be the way to go, because we do like helping people out, and it's just nice to be able to put a skill to use and help and make a difference, really.
The Forest Carpenter, if you are doing what your name says, I am very jealous. I would love to work in a forest with wood. You lucky man. Thanks for the comment. Normally you can suss a customer out who wants the cheapest and nastiest when you hear that word, budget.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, normally experience, you will look at a job or speak to a customer, you're going to know within 2 minutes if you're going to do it or not. Youngsters won't.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a skill that you learn over time as well, isn't it? Being able to be able to judge the situation. There's certain keywords that you hear a customer say, and you think, oh hello, I've been here before, and it's not pretty when it ends. So yeah, you just sort of tend to walk away or be a little bit busy. I do. So
David English, Trevor, said, I mean, we're looking at percentages here. He said 50% of custards, which is obviously what we call customers, want the job done right. The other 50% don't want as cheap as possible, but still with all the bells and whistles. Do you know what? I reckon it's higher with the ones that aren't willing to pay but want the top end finish, probably nearer 2/3, 70%, something like that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there are a lot, and I find a lot of them come from Facebook as well. If you've got a Facebook page, there's an awful lot of people come on there that are just looking for the cheapest, and I think it's because it's at that level, and they see other people, we'll do this for X and we'll do that for X, and they think that's what everybody's on. You need to I think you need to get in a different circle, maybe not be in the Facebook circle, maybe promote your website a bit more or something would be my advice.
There's sorry, Trev. It's brilliant. Thanks ever so much, guys and girls, for the comments. I'm trying to read out as many as possible because this is what makes this show so good. It's us lot getting together, having a good old chin wagon, slagging off Sparks, but we'll get back to that. Nate Squires, thanks for the comment. The reason I want to read this out, he said, I work in the lift industry as a labourer. Oh, God, his comment's gone. Hang on a sec. Work in the lift industry as a labourer doing lift removals, carrying around steels and heavy metal on his back all day, and he's definitely underpaid. Listen, Nath, you're going to do well, mate, because you're grafting. And the reason I say that is because trying to get youngsters, as in under 25, 30, to do what you're doing is virtually impossible. Keep going like that, mate. You're doing a brilliant job. And I tell you what, you'll go far with that work ethic, unlike 90% that would rather be on their phone having a fag round with the missus every day. So keep going, Nath. I think that's brilliant what you're doing.
Exactly, Andy. Let me, before we carry, that is exactly it. You get nippers. I sound old, but you get youngsters on, and they can't see the bigger picture. All they can see is Friday. When I get paid. Just slow down. I was going to swear then. Just slow down and just see where you'll be in 2 or 3 years and what you can learn. Just do everything you can to learn, and you'll have a way to earn money for the rest of your life. If you invest 3 or 4 years when you're young, you know what I mean? You'll have something to fall back on in years to come. And it's time.
Now, Trev's been very clever and managed to levitate to sideways. Oh, he's back now. That was good. You're doing wonders there, Trev. I just want to answer a question. Tourette's with a Z. What about the lad that went ape shit on the mini digger in the travel lodge? If anyone doesn't know that story, there was I think he was a ground worker, maybe. This was in Manchester last year from memory. Basically didn't get paid and took it into his own hands, got into his digger and drove in at the front of a travel lodge that they were finishing, as in the decks were in, and smashed the place up, caused, I don't know, I think it was about £1 million worth of damage. He got banged up. Now, one thing I said, because at the time I was working elsewhere on a radio show, and I said, I guarantee there's mental health in this. And what happened was, a week later, poor guy came out and said, I've been trying to get help on the NHS for 6 months for my mental health. Now, listen, I'm not defending what he did, but I've been through this with mental health. That pushed him over the edge. If he didn't get paid or the money wasn't sent on time, whatever it was, here we go. Tourette's, I think it was 600 quid. So possibly a week's money for him. If you're struggling, that will push you over the edge. So everyone out there, make sure you pay your lads and lasses on time, because it really is. A lot of us do live from week to the next. But Tourette's, that's what happened, and sadly, he's inside, probably not getting the help he needs. But back to the comments on customers, Trev, who really are they willing to pay top dollar? I think the problem we've got, this is what I want to hear your opinion on, Trev. We don't have any emphasis over quality in this industry. What you think is great, I may think is crap, and vice versa. Is that one of the problems? There isn't a standard.
I think there should be a license, like I think everybody that is in the trade should have a license to do the job without a doubt, and then there'll be a level playing field. Without
Yeah. I think Scott Epa has made, sorry, maybe Epa or Ipa, sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Work hard, be honest, you will gain a reputation for it and become a success. This is it, guys and girls. If you're just come into this brilliant industry, graft. Don't moan, don't be on your phone all day, don't be smoking 400 roll-ups. Graft and you will go places. It's as simple as that. I know it's hard work. I'm sitting here, you can probably hear it pouring down. In fact, it's really coming down, but get out there and graft, because it's a great industry you can do really, really well in. Sorry, we're going off subject a bit here, but I love having youngsters on, Trev. CYSO, CYSO, any tips on how to get an apprenticeship? I'm learning level 1 in plumbing and I'm trying to get experience. Listen, thanks. First of all, thanks for the comment. Secondly, I think everyone knows my personal opinion on apprenticeships are a bit of a mess. What I would do is speak to all the plumbing companies in your area, or how far you're willing to travel, try and get some experience. Because to me, learning from experienced trades on site or in a house is the best way. To some of your colleges as well, find out what apprenticeships are being offered, so you can either go direct or go through a firm that are willing to put you through as an apprenticeship. But welcome to the industry, mate. It's brilliant. You have a lot of fun, I promise you that. David English, from a Sparks perspective, if something works and they can't see the dross that's been thrown up, then that's great, regardless of safety. Trev?
What was that? I missed that, sorry.
David English has said, from a Sparks perspective, if something works and they can't see the dross that's been thrown up, then it's great, regardless of safety.
No, I think it needs to be safe, doesn't it? I'm trying to be, I don't know.
I think maybe what he's getting at is some Sparks will just do the bare minimum, not keep up to the latest regs, run diagonal wiring in a wall and then, cover it all up, that sort of thing. I think customers paying cheap money will get that. And that's something which, drilling through a cable, drilling through a pipe, I think it's definitely worth paying the good money on that. But could customers pay cheap and get good work? Are some people desperate for work, willing to drop their price, or should we, even if we're not working, keep what we're worth?
Well, no, I mean, whenever a customer asks me to make the price cheaper, I always try and take something off the quote, because you need to justify why you're making your price cheaper. Otherwise, it looks like you just picked a figure out of the air. So, no, I still think you should. I mean, it's different. If you've got a family to feed and you need to pay the bill, then maybe, but don't make a habit of it. It's horses for courses, isn't it? You may need to do it just to be able to put some food on the table.
Great. Yeah. Peter Heath, note for you, Trev. Thanks, Peter, for the comment. He's 26, been in the industry for nearly 10 years. Started my own business this year because I got fed up rushing my nuts off for nothing but unappreciation. It's a very valid point. This is a great thing for youngsters coming in. You will, if you want to, run your own business. You can work on your own. You can take your own apprentice on. Just take a Labrador on to give you a hand. If you want to, take 20 people on. This is the people coming in. You do not understand the options you've got. This is such a good industry. Yes, there's downsides to it, but I believe me, the plus sides really do outweigh it. And Trev, another comment from Jordan. Thanks, Jordan. Started his carpentry career at the age of 31. He's lucky enough to get on with some of the biggest firms in Sussex, lovely part of the world. Always been brought up the work ethic. You graft your nuts off, you'll get there, get where you want to be. This is what we're saying, isn't it, Trev? Work hard, you'll make it.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of an old thing to say, but you only get out of life what you put in. You know what I mean? If you put no effort in, you're not going to get a lot out. But if you know the harder the work, the better results you're going to get. It's simple as that, really, isn't it?
It is. Sorry, just we're going to try and wrap up quickly now. We've got about 2 minutes left. Let's go back to the first half of the show and have a vote on this. I know where it's going, but it'll be a laugh. Which trade is overpaid the most? This is down to you viewers to send in a quick comment. If you think it's a spark, put spark. I don't know why I said that. Not that they're overpaid. If you think it's a decorator, plumber, roofer, scaffolder, ground worker, spread, Tyler, whatever, get the comments in and we'll wrap this show up in about 2 minutes. Final decision, which trade is paid the most? Trev, just before we go and read out we've got the best audience in the world. All the comments are saying the same thing. I can't even keep up with it. I'll get to that in a minute. Trev, which trade is paid the most in your eyes, mate?
Sparks, easy, innit?
Do you know what? I cannot. This is brilliant. Talking trade audience, you are brilliant. This is why we're such a good industry, because look, you can see on the bottom of the screen, it's poor old George, the producer on this show, can't keep up with the comments because everyone's saying, oh, hang on. William King, painting and decorating. You're off Trev's Christmas card lift, William. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Pluck says brickies. Plumbers all day long from a carpenter. Painters from Adam Leach, plumbers from Graham Paul. But basically, listen, the majority, and this is, I wouldn't say unanimous, but we're not far off. The most highest paid trade, according to On the Tools Talking Trade audience, are sparks. It really wasn't going to be anything else. But thanks ever so much for everybody and your comments. They're going to keep coming in. Obviously, each week we're going to cover a new subject. We've got some brilliant ones coming up before Christmas. Trevor, thanks ever so much. You're not far from me. I hope you're not going to get this rain because it is lashing down now. So
yes, it's gone very grey.
I would say if you're on a job and you've got a spark nearby, congratulate them on being paid the most. And I was going to say go and get them to buy you a pint after work, but obviously the old pubs are shut. So perhaps you can put that as a banker. When the pubs reopen, Sparks, you owe us all a pint because you are On the Tools most paid trade. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Trev, lovely to have you on board again, mate. You take care, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll see you all again next week, 12:30. Enjoy.